welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. Breaking tonight, former President Donald Trump is scheduled to appear in a federal court here in Washington, D.C. 22 hours from now, following his third criminal indictment, second federal indictment. He's accused of conspiring to defraud the U.S., obstructing an official government proceeding, and depriving people of civil rights. He's also accused of obstructing an official proceeding. Correspondent David Spunt starts us off tonight with the day after from the Justice Department. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening to you. Tonight, Donald Trump's closest advisors are spinning this indictment to his advantage, but meanwhile, his former number two, former Vice President Mike Pence, who refused to overturn the results of the election, is in attack mode. Former Vice President Mike Pence, now running against his old boss, is coming out swinging.
It wasn't just that they asked for a pause. The president specifically asked me, and his gaggle of crackpot lawyers asked me to literally reject votes, and literally chaos would have ensued.
According to the indictment, Trump repeatedly pressured Pence to overturn the results of the election. Pence allegedly told Trump he had no authority to do so. According to the indictment, in response, the defendant told the vice president, "You're too honest." Trump is staying positive, at least publicly, posting on social media hours ago, "Thank you to everyone. I have never had so much support on anything before." The 45-page indictment lays out an overarching theme. The defendant lost the 2020 presidential election. Despite having lost, the defendant was determined to remain in power. Trump's team says the case is about constitutional protections.
You have the right to have free speech and say that you are questioning things that you believe are not right.
But special counsel Jack Smith says the case is not about free speech. It's about efforts the former president took to try to overturn an election. The indictment cites an unnamed Trump campaign advisor who wrote in an email to other staffers dispelling allegations of mass voter fraud. He wrote, quote, "I'll obviously hustle to help on all fronts, but it's tough to own any of this when it's all just conspiracy blank beamed down from the mothership." The indictment also cites 6 unnamed, unindicted co-conspirators. A lawyer for attorney John Eastman tells Fox News he believes Eastman is co-conspirator number 2. And Brett, special counsel Jack Smith hopes to take this to trial before the election next year, November 2024. President Trump's attorneys are expected to dispute that timeline. Brett.
David, another case. What can you tell us about the Hunter Biden plea deal?
Well, the plea deal fell through 1 week ago today, but the judge, the federal judge, Mary Ellen Norica, she actually put the plea deal on the docket. It's over 10 pages long, and I want to show you this right here. You can see Christopher Clark, he's Hunter Biden's attorney. He signed it. Hunter Biden signed it. Also, someone from David Weiss, the prosecutor's office, signed it. There's a big blank here. This is where the federal judge would have signed the plea deal if it went through. She decided not to do it. She said she'd not be a rubber stamp. She told both sides to go back to the drawing board. That's what they're doing. We expect to see some sort of updated agreement possibly by the end of this month in a few weeks. Brett.
David Spunt, the Justice Department. David, thank you.